G'day tubers. I'm just doing a bit of a filter thing for Rob, something I've been making for quite some time. I've made these up quite a bit and they seem to work really well. So I'm going to show you what I do. Okay, I'm back now. So this is what I've done. I've had this for a while now. This thing here. Made it up out of some 90mm pipe and some ends and strong cap. They're just the fittings, PVC fittings. Used O-rings to seal them up, both ends. That one's glued in though, and a couple of spaces, reducers I mean. Okay, I'll pull it apart and show you what's inside. So, g'day Rob. Anyway, this is the filter that I made. There it is there. As you can see, they're just PVC fittings everywhere. Okay, so now this bit of pipe here, that's just 90mm pipe with an end cap on it and a screw-on cap. So, nothing difficult. And this is the filter, one of the filters that I use. Alright, well, I used to use. Alright, that's just a normal Puritap filter, you know, the filter taps you put in your kitchen. And these ones, they're only about $5 from Bunnings, so they're not dear. And I measured that and started to fit in there. Unfortunately, when I put the screw cap on, it was a little bit longer than the pipe, so I had to cut a basket. Alright, so that actually works really good because it works as my spacer and goes in the bottom and allows the water to go through there. Alright, so that goes down the bottom in there, if you can see down in there. Alright, and then the other part, this is a paint can lid, just a normal spray can. Alright, I just cut it off short, and that fits really well on the bottom of your filter. When you can get it on. Alright, sorry. So that fits really well on the bottom of your filter, and that blocks off the bottom of your filter for when you drop it in there. Alright, and then you take this part, and that fits. The actual filter fits directly on a 20mm fitting. 20mm? 15mm fitting, sorry. 15mm fitting. Alright, so that fits on there like that, nice and snug. And then that fits all down in there. It doesn't come off too easily. And then you just, and that's it. You've now got a 0.5 micron filter for filtering out all your small solids. And that works really, really well. I was changing that, when I was using that system, I was changing that about every 3 to 4 weeks. Or you can wash them out and reuse them, but I just found for $5 a month, it's just easy to replace it than play around with it. Alright, so that's that type. Okay, so I'm still using the same housing. This is the other filter. This is what I use now, Rob. So I still use this casing, or this filter part, right? And I still use that. But what I did is I used a piece of 15mm pipe and I just drilled a whole heap of holes in it, right? And the stuff that I use as a filter stuff is this stuff, right? You buy it from Bunnings, and it's about, I think it was about 18 bucks for a 6 metre long by 600mm wide sheet. And out of the bag, it looks like this. Alright, so it's actually fairly fine, it's fairly flexible. Alright, but when I was using this, I had to change it about once a week. So it's very fine. So, and all I did to use this was roll it over like that, cut down it, just as rough as anything. It doesn't have to be perfect. Like that. Get that out of the way. And this pipe fits on here, like that. A little bit of felt, or drain matting, just gets wrapped around, that. And I just use a bit of garden wire, you know, the stuff that you buy it from the reject shop for holding your tomatoes and kiwis up, you know. And I just wrap that around there like that. And the same at the bottom. It doesn't have to be, you know, perfect, because it works pretty good. Alright, and then it's like that. So, and that's my filter. You can put it around a couple of times. This is just to show you what's going on. Alright, I usually wrap it around twice, well, sometimes 3 times, but I've gone around once this time. And then you just put it together. Once again, there's your little micron filter. You know, it's probably where this is a 0.5 micron filter, I would say this is probably, if you put it around 2 or 3 times, this felt, if you put it around 2 or 3 times, it's a lot finer than that. So, you know, but that's what I use to get out my fine particles from my filter, from my water. And I just thought I'd let you know. Okay, thank you.